Isn't that something? This month marks the 20th anniversary of the massive flood of 1996.
You know, it caused millions of dollars in damage in the Willamette Valley, and it forced a lot of changes. Our Joseph Dames is showing you the 96 flood and how it's helping us prepare for the possibility of another one in the future in this special report.
Time passes quickly. 20 years since 1996.
It's gone. That house is gone.
20 years since the water rushed many Oregon homes.
It had been raining probably 5 or 6 days straight, nonstop, and there was no place for the water to go.
20 years since the water reached the tip-top of Vera's wall at the waterfront. And 20 years since flooding claimed lives and land.
And unfortunately, we had an extremely high snowpack, and the temperatures ended up rising, so the snowpack started melting off, which just dumped even more water into the state.
These sites still in our memories.
So there are changes.
Oh, lots of changes.
Those changes, staying above the water or staying out. I met with Jay Wilson of Emergency Management in Clackamas County. I learned these two procedures are what needs to happen and what is happening already.
Elevation and acquisition are two methods for basically getting above the water or just getting out of the floodplain in general.
How's this for getting out? About 8 feet above the floodplain.
Really about giving the creeks and the rivers more room to do what they need to do.
It's changes like this that helps from the ground up.
There's a radiating effect from a single impact that's much more than just what happens to this house. It's felt community-wide.
I went and talked with the Oregon Emergency Management to see how they have changed over 20 years.
So for the OEM, did you guys sit down after that flooding event ever and be like, these are the changes we need to make?
Yes, and we do that from several different angles. We focus on the response. What did we do? How could we do things better in the future?
That plan is resonating.
So that's what we've been focusing on since the 1996 floods, is looking for areas that have had repetitive problems with flooding.
It takes millions of dollars to fix major flooding problems.
I think funding is a difficult part.
One solution?
It's worthwhile to invest money up front to avoid that level of damages later on.
I'd like to think that we're not so much recovering from the last flood as we're recovering for the next flood that we know is going to happen, and to be in a better position to lean forward, but trying to find alternatives to get people out of bad situations.
In Oregon City, Joseph Dames, KOIN 6 News.